Welcome to CmapTools. In this session we'll talk about how to launch the program and how to do basic concepts. When you first launch it, you'll be faced with a preferences request for user info. So things like your name, organization, email address, that sort of thing. Email address is important, a user ID that you create, and password that you will remember are important because you'll use these not just to access your files on your computer, but you'll use those to establish protections for your file wherever they may reside, and also to access your cloud account of CmapTools. So once you create that, you can then start a new CMap. CMap, remember, stands for concept map. And if we wanted to do a concept map of user-created content or user-created knowledge, we might start by just double-clicking in the middle of our open space and call that knowledge. And we might say that, gee, knowledge used to be canonical knowledge. So we can say used to be canonical, and canonical was verified by experiment, and as you run out of space you can just kind of move these things around. And canonical knowledge was also accepted by your culture. So this idea of knowledge used to be canonical is called a proposition, created by a concept, a linking phrase, and the concept to which it is linked. So we're talking about how one makes meaning kind of on your own. So let's see how that might work. You click on a concept to get the little arrows, and those arrows can then come down to maybe knowledge. Maybe there's ongoing knowledge that is ongoing, and that would just be developing knowledge. And I can start a new line. And maybe there's some partial knowledge that is, we know, incomplete. Everybody knows that, but you're just starting it. Partial knowledge. And then as we work with teams, we might get socially constructed shared, I'll say shared reasoning, and let's just kind of move those down a bit. Okay. And what's the tool that we can use to create this? Well, we can say that this can be helped by concept mapping tools. Let's see, helped by or helped through concept mapping tools. Okay. And that applies to developing knowledge, and it also applies to shared reasoning. So notice how flexible you can connect the concepts, linking words, and other concepts. So here we have shared reasoning is helped through concept mapping tools also, And let's see what we can do with this. So let's say that we want to say, well, our concept mapping tools would be CmapTools. So I have a CMAP logo here. Let me drop that on top of here, and I'm going to set this as a background and click OK. And I'm going to resize it a bit and say that yeah, that's pretty good. Well, actually, let me make it a little smaller. Okay, and you see that we now have added a graphic, and that graphic is part of our object, and we can use our object control panel to do something like this. So this creates a link to a graphical link to our concept mapping tools. So let's see what else we could do with this. Let's say that we wanted to create an image that pops up at some point, or a background image. Let's do a background image. So I just happen to have one here. I'm going to drop that on the background, and oh, that's small. So that's my styles palette. That's in my CMap, and I'm going to say let's center that, and that's okay. That's okay. Let me just make things drawing. Okay. Okay. So I've now added a number of graphics, a number of items. How about if I wanted these to connect to web pages? So how about if I wanted my concept mapping tools to link to the CmapTools website? Well, with the button selected, the concept selected, I can click on a web page. I can drag that URL right onto here, and that's going to be a resource name called CMAP website, and I'll click OK, and notice that that has created a little badge. And when I click on that badge, I'm going to have to move this up so you can see it. When I click on that badge, we'll have to move it up some more. So again, notice how flexible this is. When I click on it, what you can see is the CMAP website. If you click on that, you go right to the CMAP website. Now, let's say I want to just save this. Okay, let me do. I'm going to from the menu just go do Save CMAP. I could do Control S or Command S. Normally, things are saved in my CMAPs. I'm going to title this. Let's see. Concept Map Introduction. I can add a focus question, keywords, all kind of cool things to search for. I'm not going to do that right now. It's now saved. Now I can also save that to CMAPs in the cloud, and to do that, you click to access your cloud folder, and for the cloud folder you need your email address, your name, and your password, and that will automatically save things at no cost in the cloud. You can get to them from any device. You could also go to shared CMAPs in places or servers, and let me just do a quick search for I don't want to do that. I want to do it this way. So I'm going to go to where I happen to know Lehi's server is located, and we are a user. As that loads, there are a lot of servers in there. I'm just going to type in the first couple of letters like LE, and I'll show you some of the things that we have saved there, although it is taking longer than I wanted. So when you save something to the cloud, or to a place, a server, your CMAP is automatically converted to a web page. That web page is given a URL. That web page can then be used for navigation or whatever you want. And this is taking longer than I want, so I may just kind of stop it here. Oh, okay, there we go. Clicking on any one, I'm just going to type in LEH. Here's the Lehigh folder. Let's open that up. Here's TLT 470 from other classes. Let's take a look at Spring 2010, the meaningful learning, and we have a very nice concept map that is web accessible, full of links, full of sub maps. So if I click on one of these, we can go to chapter 9, and we can see, you can't see much of this, but you can see how that opens the submap just for chapter 9. CmapTools is interesting. It has lots of capability. Plan on using the help facilities, the help menu for learning. It's a fantastic system, and I think you'll like it.